questions and answer related to object-oriented programming language. So the first one is, what are the four principles of OOP? So the first four principles of OOP are encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, and abstraction. So what is encapsulation? So encapsulation states that bundling the data and method within one class and restricting direct access to some of the components. Okay, and how you can achieve that? You can achieve through access modifier. So if you break the word like encapsulation, you will find one word as capsule. So in capsule, basically what we do, we bundle everything and give as a single unit. So in capsulation also we do the same thing. Like we bundle everything in the class and we give it to another class or outside of the world. Okay, and some of the component we want to hide and some of the component we want to show. Okay, so encapsulation basically we can do by access modifier. Okay, now we will see what is inheritance. So inheritance is like child class acquire properties and behavior of the parent class. Okay, and example we will see it later. Okay, now we will see what is polymorphism. So poly means many, like if you break the word, then poly means many and morphism means form. So polymorphism is an ability of object which can taken in many forms. For example, like we'll just take one example. Suppose if you have with a human class, so a man can act in many forms. When we talk about relationship, a man can act as a father to his son, he is a husband to his wife, and he is teacher to his student. So it's based on the situation, he is acting differently. Okay, so polymorphism is also like the same way, like it will be act differently based on the situation. And how we can achieve that? We can achieve through method overloading and method overriding. Okay, now we will see what is abstraction. So abstraction is hiding the complex implementation details and showing only the necessary feature. And how we can do that? By using the abstract class and interface. Okay, now the second question is, what is the difference between abstraction and encapsulation? This is also very famous interview question. So abstraction focuses on what an object does. Okay, while encapsulation focuses on how it does by controlling access. So abstraction is a kind of the thought process, like how you are thinking to implement that, while encapsulation, like how you will do inside the code. So that is the encapsulation. Okay, so now we will see the key difference. So abstraction, like basically focus on hiding the complexity of the implementation, while encapsulation focus on hiding the internal details of data by using the access modifier. Okay, what is the purpose? So the purpose to define a clear contract and behavior. And how you will define that? By using the abstract classes or interface. Okay, here we to protect the data and ensure safe access. And how you will do that? By using the access modifier. And how, so the next aspect is like implementation, how you will do the implementation. So by using the abstract class or interface, and here we will use the access modifier like public or private properties. Okay, now we will see what is the inheritance. So here is the definition. Like inheritance is a feature of object-oriented programming that allow a class to inherit members like fields, methods, properties from the another class. Okay, so this is one example. Suppose this is my base class, or assume like this is the parent one. So this is my database is the base class. Okay, and here I have written one method like connect. Okay, so this is the base class, and suppose I have one another class like SQL database. Suppose I have one another class, and I wanted to like inherit the properties and methods of base class. So how you will do that? We have to inherit this database, like this is my class name, I have to inherit it. And after that, like here also I have defined one more method like execute query. So if you will create the object of SQL database, suppose if I want to create the object of SQL database using new keyword, then I can access both the methods, like I can use the parent one also and the child one also. So whatever we are using in the parent class, like all the methods, properties, or fields that we can access. Okay, so let's go to the code and then we'll see. So this is one of my code. I'll just uncomment it. KU. So now you can see. So this is one method, this is one class, and this one is the another class. So suppose this is my parent one, right? So this is my parent class and this is my child class. This is the derived class, and I want to use the properties and method of the parent class. Then I have to inherit it. Okay, if I'll inherit, then I can use it. So suppose this is my main class, and here I have created one object of my this class SQL database. So this is one class, I have created one object. Now I can access both the methods. So I can access this method also, connect one also, and execute query also. So let me put one breakpoint, then I'll show you. So F10. So here I've created like instance of this class SQL database, and now if I'll do F11, see it's going to the parent one. Now it is printing, connecting to the database. Now again it will go to the child one and it will print execute the SQL query. Okay. Now you can see the output connecting to the database and executing SQL query. I think this is clear. Now I'll go to the second one. So now we'll see we have completed inheritance. Now we'll see what is encapsulation. So encapsulation is the bundling of data and method that operates one on the data within a single unit. Okay, usually a class. And how we will implement that? It is implemented using access modifier to control access to the class members. Okay, so suppose this is my one of my class and I have created one method here. Like, this is, suppose this is one class, like database is one class, and I have created one field properties, like, I have created one field connection string. So this field I have made it private. Why? Because from the outer world we cannot access it. Okay, so now this is the implementation part. And generally of also you will see that if you're working in any company or any project, you make, like, connection string private only, right? So that it cannot be accessed through the outer world. This is one more method, like, public string get connection string. So this is my public method and this is the private field. Okay, so now if you go to the main method, I'm calling this class database using new keyword. I have created one instance, so I can call only the public property, right? Public method only we can call it. So this method I can call it, but I cannot access this connection string directly. Okay, so let's go to the code and then we'll see. I'll make this, I'll comment it, Control KC. Then I'll go to the encapsulation. I'll uncomment it, KU, Control KU. So now you can see it, right? So this is one. So this is my class. Database is a class. I have made it private, like, field private, and here I have written my connection string. And this is one public method that only we can access. So in this public method, I'm just calling this connection string. So like, outer world, they don't know, like, how I'm using doing this. They will only call this public method. They don't know, like, how we are making it connection string, how we are doing that. Okay, so the same way I have created one, like, this object, and I'm calling this get connection string method. So let me put one breakpoint here. Okay, so now if we'll go that, yeah, it will print the connection string. So now you can see, right? So this is the output, retrieve connection string, and this is my, so this is the encapsulation. Okay, I'll make it comment, Control KC. Okay, now we will see what is abstraction. So abstraction is the process of hiding the implementation details while exposing only the functionality to the user. So it focuses on what an object does rather than how it does it. Okay, so abstraction, how we can achieve through abstract class and interface. Okay, so we'll just go example one by one. So what I have done, I have created one abstract class here, database, and inside class I have, like, implemented one method, abstract method connect. So if you have the database, like, connect would be one method, like, for any kind of database. And the second one is, like, I have created another class, SQL Server Database. I am just I'm using the, like, properties. So if I want to implement the connect method, so here you can see that I have to use the override keyword. Okay, so this is the abstract keyword here, and if you want to, like, you implement that in the child class, then you have to use the override keyword. Okay, then what will happen, we can override that. Suppose, like, tomorrow if you want to create some other database, like, Oracle database, so you have to inherit this database and you can override your method. Like, we have the different method, different logic for the SQL database, Oracle database. So you just consume this abstract class, and based on, like, your database, you can implement the logic. Okay, and in the main method, how I'm calling, so the database DB, so this is my database class, and DB and equal to new SQL database. So whatever, like, right side, we are just using the child one. Okay, and now after that you can use access the property. Okay, access the property or method. Okay, so let's go to the code and see. So abstraction demo with abstract class, Control KU. Okay, so now you can see here, right? I have created one abstract class here. Inside abstract class, I have created one abstract method. And here I have created another class, SQL Server Database, and I am just overriding the connector, right? Here I'll write the logic for connecting the SQL database, right, in the real-time scenario. So suppose if I want to use this Oracle database, suppose I'll create another class. I'll just override this connect method also, right, if you want to use this abstract classes. Okay, so, and in the main method, how you will call that? So in the left side, you will call this database DB, that means the abstract class, and the right side, you will call the child one, like, where you are just trying to override the thing, right? So let me put one breakpoint here. Yeah, so what I'll do, I'll just I'll created one instance. After that, I'll do F11. This C here. I'm just overriding, like, whatever implementation I have to do, I'll just write the logic here. Okay. So now you can see, right, connected to the SQL Server database. Okay, so we'll comment this code. Now we'll see the interface. So with interface, now we will see that. So I have created one interface here, iDatabase, and inside that I have just written one signature, white connect. Okay, and another, I have created one another class, MySQL database, and I'm just inheriting this iDatabase. Okay, so I have to use this connect. I am just implemented this connect method, and I'm just writing my logic. Okay, so in the main class also, how you will do that. So in left side you have to call the interface, and in the right side, whatever, like, the class you are referring, like, doing that, you have to call this, and after that you have to call the method. Okay, so let's go to the code and we'll see that. Okay, so there's some issue. Okay, now what I'll do, I'll control K. Okay, so if you'll see here, I have created one interface here, and another class I have created. I am just inheriting this iDatabase, right? And inside that, whatever, like, this connect is there, I am just implementing the logic here. And in the main method, how I am calling, so in left side I'm just calling this interface, and the right side I'm calling the like, the child one. If you'll just see that, like, where I'm just inheriting this, so MySQL database. Okay, and after that I'm just calling the method. So let me put one breakpoint here, and then I'll show you. So F11. So now it is, you can see, like, it's going to the MySQL database, and it will print the connected to MySQL database. So now you can see connected to MySQL database. Okay. Now we'll see what is the polymorphism. So polymorphism in C# allow methods, function, or operator to behave differently based on the object that is calling them. Okay, and it can achieve through two main ways. So the first one is the compile time polymorphism. Also we call it is method overloading, and the second one is the runtime polymorphism, which we call method overriding. Okay, so the first one is the compile time polymorphism. So in compile time polymorphism, what it state, it's state, like, multiple method with the same name but the different parameters. Okay, so it can, like, the same name but the different parameters. So one method can have same name but it should have the different parameters. So suppose this is one class. So here you can see, like, I have three methods. So three method with the same name, display name. So here if you see, like, there is no parameter. Here you can see, like, I have one parameter, integer. Okay, and here you can see that two parameters, name is same, only the parameters are different. Okay, so that is called as compile time polymorphism or method overloading. Okay, and how you can call it, so you can create the instance, and after that you can call the method. Okay, so let's go to the code and we'll see that. Let me comment it out in comment. So you can see here, right, I have one method display with no parameter. So this one is the one with one parameter, and the second one is with two parameters. In the main method, I've created, like, instance of this class, and I'm just calling this display in second display, like, I'm just putting number, right, integer value. So I'm just putting 10, and in the second display, I have to put, like, a string and integer. So in the string I'm passing hello, and in integer I'm passing 20. Okay, so let me put the breakpoint, and then I'll show you. So if you'll go here, so I'll put one like F11. Let's see, like, it is where it is going. So if there is no parameter is coming here, it is printing this display method with no parameters. Then it is going to the second method. Then it will display that. Then it will go to the third method, and then it will print this message. Okay. So if I'll put, so the output, see the output now. So the first one is with no parameter. The second one is with one parameter, and the third one is the with two parameters. Okay. So this is compile time polymorphism. Now we will see runtime polymorphism. So runtime polymorphism, what it says, like, we call it as method overriding also. So it says, like, derived class override a method in the base class using virtual and override keywords. Okay, so suppose I have the in the base class I have to use the virtual keyword, and in the derived class we have to use the override keyword. Okay, so it is assume same like the parent and child relationship. So suppose this is the my base class, and I have implemented one method, like I'm using the virtual keyword. So this is one method show here, right? And if I want to use in the different class, what I have to do that, firstly I have to inherit it by using this, and after that I have to override the, if you want to override the if you want to change the method, change the message or console, you have to use the override keyword. Okay, so you can see here, like same method I'm calling here, but if you want to change anything, any logic or anything, we have to override that. So now if you call the base, like this is the how we will call that. So here if you call this a base class, right, it will print this message, like if I use the base class equal to new base class, I'm calling this class, so it will print this message, base class show method. But when, like in the left side I'm calling the base class and the right side I'm using the derived class, at that time it will print this message. Okay, because the override keyword I have used that. Okay, so let's go to the code and then I'll show you. So compile time, then run time. So you can see here, right, this is my base class and I have used the virtual keyword here, and this the second one is my derived class. I'm just inheriting this base class and overriding the method. Okay, so I'm using the same class, but also if you want to, like if you want to create a different class also, suppose in the same like runtime polymorphism, I've created everything, base class, derived class, but if you want to create a different class also, you can do like this. It will work the same. So in the main method, what I'm doing in the base class, suppose the first time I'm calling the base class, so in the base class it will print this message, base class show method. Okay, while in the derived class, suppose left side is the base class and the right side is the derived class, in that scenario it will go here. Okay, because and we are overriding, right, so it will show like derived class show method. So put one breakpoint, then I'll show you. So now this is the base class, so put F11, it is going to the base class. Okay, now it will print this message, base class show method, right? There's some issue, I think. Let me rerun again. So I'll go to the base class. So it will print the base class. Now it will go to the derived one. Where it is going? See, it is going to the derived class. Okay. So it will print derived class show method. Click on continue. So now you can see the output. Base class show method, and yeah, sorry. So this is the base class show method and derived class show method. Okay. So I hope, like you have enjoyed this video and you have learned something from this video. Thank you.